I am going to be doing a story time on how I broke my arm. So let's go. So it was my 13th birthday, so November 2017, and I was in music. It was last lesson. It was like 10 minutes before we had to go to tutor, and my group was about to perform because we was doing this performance and we was practicing in the practice room. So we went out to perform on the stage. There was like a stage here, and then people got their equipment and went to do their thing. Then I stepped up onto the stage, and then my right foot got caught in wires and something because it wasn't like arranged good. It was wires everywhere, and it was really messy. But I stepped up, and then my leg that was on the stage just fell through. So my leg fell, and then I put my arms out in front of me, and then my left arm snapped basically. And then I tried to sit up. I put my hands on the stage. I thought I broke the stage, but it was actually my arm. And then I started walking over to the teacher, and there's like these sets of computers, and I put my arm out, and I just like collapsed because I tried putting pressure on it and it just wouldn't work. Then it was like really fuzzy, I can't remember much, but I remember I walked out of the classroom crying. Then this girl had to carry my bag and take me to the medical, and then she just left it there. And then the medical lady, she said, "Oh, it's fine. Do you want me to ring your parents?" I was like, and then I was just sitting there holding my arm like this because like I still have my blazer on, so I couldn't see anything. But then she's like, "Oh, you're okay. Do you want some medication?" And I said, "I can't feel my fingers." And then she looked at them and then felt them, and I don't really know what happened. And then she rang my mum and dad. Then they came down at the school, and because it was like last lesson, then when the nurse was taking me to the reception where you get picked up from, everybody who was in the main building walking to the tutor that way saw me. I was just sitting there by myself, holding my arm, crying at myself. So that was fun. Then it was like 3 o'clock. Then my parents came and picked me up, and because my dad's a firefighter and he knows like paramedic stuff, he took my blazer off to have a look at my arm, and it was like in so there, that bone, it just went in, and there was like a massive gap. Well, it was this arm, but anyway, yeah, I'll put the photos at the end of the video because I got some. Then he said it was dislocated, and all I cared about was my party, because it was my party, and me and my friends were going to go to Jump Giants like 2 days after that, because it was on Tuesday, I think, my birthday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on a Tuesday, and my party was at the weekend, and I was like, "Can I still go to my party? Can I still work?" And then he's like, "No, it can't, like, it's bad." Then they took me to the car, and then we drove to St Peter's. That took about half an hour. Then we literally sat down, and then they called us in. It was really, really quick. The doctor he looked at it, and I can't really remember that much from it, but all I remember is that they said they need to put it back in place. So they put me in like this wheelchair thing, wheeled me to the x-ray room. I had an x-ray of my arm, and then they took me back into the room. I had gas and air, and they put it back into place. All I remember is having gas and air, and then looking at the woman and picturing red curtains with her in it. And then I went to sleep for a few minutes, and then I woke up because I wasn't breathing the gas and air anymore, but they were still doing it. And then I felt it, and I was like, that hurts. After they did that, I went in for another x-ray so they could see if they'd done it right. Then then they realised that when I when I broke it, a bit of bone chipped off, so it was like floating around in there. So they told me that I needed an operation the next day. So then they took me up to the stay room, where you have to like sleep over room, and I was in the bed like next to the window, so you could see all out, which was like preferred. Then this was about 5 o'clock. But my sister, she still needed getting picked up from school, and she finished school at 3. So someone picked her up, and then my dad went to go get her, and also my mum went to go get her and get some stuff from home, and also dinner. So she brought back McDonald's because it was still my birthday and we was planning on going ice skating and out for dinner, but that couldn't happen. And also I hadn't opened any of my presents because my parents aren't home in the morning, so I had to open them after school, which I always do, but I couldn't because I didn't go home. So I was my arm was bandaged up in like white, and it was taped. Then they was going to do it the next day, so I slept round. My mum stayed with me in the visitor's bed, and then my dad and my sister went home. Then the next, I couldn't sleep I did not sleep at all, but then I asked my dad to bring a book, but he didn't bring a book. So I just daydreamed, and my phone was dead, so I couldn't really do anything. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, like 3 people called me. I just spoke to them in the night. Then the next day, the day that I was meant to have my operation, the hospital gowns, I had to put one of them on, and numbing cream for the cannula. But I did all that, all the numbing cream, and I was all ready to go in. They just needed to like put the cannula in, but then they had an emergency case where, like, I don't know about it, but a person came in and it was like more important than mine, so they said that I could go home and come back in the next day. So this was the 8th. I went home. My nan and granddad had to pick me and my mum up from the hospital because my dad took the car, and then we just got dropped home. I opened my presents, then we went for dinner, and then on the 9th, the day that I was meant to have my party, I cancelled everything. I had to go back into hospital. I went in, I think it was a Friday. Yeah, Friday the 9th. I went back in, went into this like day bed facility thing, and stayed there all day. It was like, I went in there at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then my operation was at, I think it was 12 or 3. I remember it was like a time. Then I had it done. Yeah, I was put under anaesthesia, like, don't remember anything. And then I woke up, really blurry, I can't remember. Then I woke up with a blue cast, and yeah, they've said that they put a screw and a pin in. Then, so it was like in my arm and all bandaged up, and they had to stitch it up. Then that was that for that day, and then I went home at about 9 at night, and then I just had a cast and a sling until mid-December. Then I had to get the cast off. Yeah, I had to get the cast off and then have another operation. I can't wait. Then I I don't know when it was, but I had another operation to get the pin out, but the screw was left in, so I've still got the screw like right there. And so what they did is, when they did the first surgery, they did a full thing, but when they took it out, they only did a little one. So there's like a bit of the stitches in my arm is thicker than the rest. Then I just had to wear this like covery thing because I still had the stitches in my arms, but they were just dissolvable stitches, so they would go away within however long they take to go away. And then I had this blue sling. I actually think I've still got it, not gonna lie. But with no cast. Then yeah, pretty sure that was it. So yeah, that's my broken arm story on my birthday, you know, lucky 13th birthday. So thanks for watching, hope you liked it, bye!